Welcome to our channel. Here we read Bible stories improvised for children and adults alike. Our verse today is Genesis 28:15. Behold, I am with thee and will keep thee. God promises to be with us and take care of us wherever we may be. Hagar and Ishmael needed this promise, as our story tells how they were sent into the desert alone. Our story today is entitled, A Boy and His Mother Find Blessings in the Desert, taken from Genesis 21. The Lord had promised to Abraham and Sarah a little son, and just as he had said, when Abraham was 100 years old, a little boy was born to Sarah. Abraham remembered what God had told him, and the baby was named Isaac. As you can imagine, Abraham and Sarah were simply thrilled, and a great feast was held to show their joy. But Hagar's son, Ishmael, though 16 years old and old enough to know better, mocked them. It was so awful that Abraham prayed to God and asked him what to do. God told him to listen to Sarah and do what she said. Now Sarah felt that Hagar and Ishmael must be driven away from the camp. Abraham did not like that, but God had promised they would come to no harm, so he did what Sarah said. Early in the morning he got up and gave bread and a skin bottle of water to Hagar, and sent her and her son away out into the wilderness of Beersheba. Soon the water bottle was empty, and in the middle of the day, when the sun was blazing down on them, Hagar felt that they would die of thirst. But she did not want to see her son die, so she told him to sit under one bush, and she went some distance off to sit under another. There she wept over the terrible end that was coming to them. She had forgotten God's promise to her, but God does not forget. Out of heaven, God's angel called to her. "What is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the voice of the boy. Go and take his hands again, because God will keep his promise, and the boy will become the father of a great nation." There and then, God opened her eyes, and she saw that right by them was a fountain of water. They drank, and all was well again. There they made themselves a little camp, and soon they were very happy. Out in the wilderness of Paran it was called, Ishmael grew up and became a great archer. When he was old enough, his mother sent for an Egyptian wife for him. When Ishmael and his wife had children, the children also learned to use bow and arrows very well. In time, they became roving bands who moved from place to place in the wilderness. In those days, they were called Ishmaelites, after their father. We now call these people Arabs. Let's repeat our verse one more time. Genesis 28:15. Behold, I am with thee and will keep thee. God is always good and cares for us. He cares for us in the day and the nighttime when it's dark out. Sometimes we have to do new things and go to new places. Remember, God is always there. He will never leave you. Another great verse that illustrates this promise is Hebrews 13:5. I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee. Thank you for joining us on our Bible reading journey. I hope you can join us next time for the following story entitled The Ram in the Thorn Bush.